Hello everybody, welcome back to Syberia. Thank you for joining me here. I appreciate you being here. I am really and truly enjoying this game. I really am, honestly. I was looking for any other game I could stream because to jump right into it, honestly, I've really been like trying to avoid recording games sequentially. Like, I always try to mix it up, like one game, one recording, one game, another. But, like, I think I'm gonna go back to the old format and just, like, run through a game at a time, at least for the time being, starting with Syberia, and then maybe focus on Doom Eternal after that, and then finish up the rest of the series that I have going, because I feel like it's easier for me to get recordings out when I'm, like, not jumping around between games, you know, when I can actually get invested in what I'm playing without issue. I feel like that helps out a little bit. At least just a little bit. Okay.
This thing's...
It's not jammed, by the way, Kate. I'm thinking I'm gonna need another egg for that. So anyway, yeah. I'm honestly, like, invested in this game because I want to see where it goes. But also, it's just fun to play in general, like... If you have a gripe with the story, like that aside, this game, I don't know why, but it is just fun to play in general. And I'd like to see what the second, third, and fourth games have to offer as well.
Hey, baby, you party? You sure looking mighty fine. Love those big, round eyes.
Just who do you think you are?
Hey, spunky. I like that in a lady. Okay, I'm hooked. Come on, Zol. I'll let you buy me that coffee.
I don't remember ever asking.
Hey, don't play hard to get. I know you like it big time.
Listen, kid. Go back home and play with your toy cars and forget you ever saw me.
Damn, she just gave it to him straight. Also, who the fuck talks like that? Who actually... Why is this guy here? This is the strangest place for a scumbag like this to be. Am I the only one who thinks so? Like, think about that for a second. This guy, out in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, where nobody is at, one of maybe 3 people on this entire area, across this river from a destroyed, like, bomb shelter of a city, next to a university that looks like it hasn't been touched in about 1,000 years. Like, where did this guy come from, and why is he dressed like that? And talking to us. I just spilled water all over myself, that's great. This man is an absolute fucking monster. That's what I'm saying. Anyway. Enough whining about that. He is a freak, an anomaly, and it will not go unpunished. He will be punished eventually. How? I cannot say, but I will say this. It'll be brutal, it'll be bloody, it'll be swift, and it'll be bone-breaking. Let's see what this guy has to say. Maybe he's got something good to say.
Excuse me. Sir? Please, just a moment.
Yes, what is it? I'm not deaf, you know.
I am sorry to disturb you in your work, sir, but...
This young mammothus primigenius is barely 40,000 years old. Fantastic, wouldn't you say, miss?
Yes. Probably.
What do you mean, probably?
I don't know.
You don't know? Oh, you don't know, I see. What can I do for you, my dear child?
Alright.
To tell you the truth, I don't know very much about mammoths, and I'm not here as a student. In fact, I'm a lawyer.
It's all right, nobody's perfect. All the same, the study of the Pleistocene period is fascinating.
I'm sure it is, but I'm sorry to say my current mission is totally monopolizing my time. Another time, maybe.
Ah, that's what they all say. But anyway, let me present myself. I am Cornelius Ponce, Emeritus Professor and Lecturer at the University of Barrockstadt. I'm proud to say that I'm head of the Department of Paleozoology at our university.
I can't really hear you.
Hey,
The orchestra
nice to meet you.
behind you is playing so loud. I actually don't know what you're saying right now. Is there a fucking way? Dude, look at this. It's already turned down so much. Oh, good to know I've got this bad boy pumped up to ultra settings. What's, is that any better?
Excuse me, Professor.
Oh, that is so
What
much
is it
better.
you want to know, miss?
That is so much better. The music was fucking blocking him out.
It wasn't really my intention to stop off here, but I'll confess, this university is really very impressive.
Ah, indeed. There's such a tradition of learning here. So much knowledge, a real depth of culture, intelligence, and gray matter. I myself did my studies here and never left.
Actually, I'm here because I've been summoned by the rectors of the university.
Oh, I see. You must have made a mistake on your enrollment form.
Oh, no. I haven't come here to study. I have an important matter of inheritance to attend to. I have to find the heir.
And you hope you will find him here?
I'm not altogether sure. But you see, my train broke down coming into Barrockstadt station.
In that case, my dear, you must come to one of my lectures. Here's a question for you. Do you know what the Proboscidean order is?
The Probowhatian?
Ah, you see. There are gaps in your knowledge that need refreshing.
Totally unrelated. Let's see what else he has to
I feel
say.
I've lost my way a little here. I could really do with your help.
Oh, my dear child, you've chosen your moment. I absolutely must finish off my lecture for this afternoon.
It's a lecture about mammoths?
Oh, yes and no. More specifically, it is about their migration. Do excuse me, I need to concentrate.
Okay.
To tell you the truth, I'm looking for Mr. Hans Vorarlberg. He's the sole heir of a very unusual factory. My company is in charge of negotiations for the takeover of this factory.
Negotiations?
At
You're
last
a
word,
lawyer.
he was living in Syberia. So, as soon as my train is ready, I'll be continuing my journey eastwards.
Syberia. Ah, Syberia. But what was it you said again?
Said what?
You mentioned a name. The person you are looking for.
Vorarlberg. Hans Vorarlberg. Do you know him?
Hans Vorarlberg. How could I forget him? Such an extraordinary fellow. So inventive. We shared a passion for mammoths, you know, and we bonded over this passion. Without it, I confess, I would have had little to do with an odd, ageless retard like Hans. At the time, we were both students. Well, sort of. Put it this way. Hans had special permission to attend paleontology lectures. You see, he didn't really have the necessary qualifications. In exchange, Hans did a few odd jobs around the university.
Your Hans Vorarlberg sounds uncannily like the one I'm looking for.
I'm not sure, my dear. Hans was above all questions of money and business. Just to imagine him running a factory, perish the thought.
Can you tell me a little bit more about him?
He was always a mystery to me. He never said very much, never quite seemed to grasp what you said to him. He expressed himself instead through his incredible mechanical contraptions. His inventions, I admit, have been much appreciated by the university. The few times we really did talk, it was about his strange interest for mammoths and a doll. Some sort of doll that obsessed him.
A doll, you say?
Yes, he kept talking about it. One day he described it to me. A sort of children's toy. A miniature mammoth mounted by a mout. It appears he found it in a cave not far from his home. The event all sounds very dramatic. His account was slightly confused, but it awoke a great interest in me.
What do you mean?
To my knowledge, there is only one tribe who made figurines featuring a mout, and that tribe is the Yukols. They live in the farthest reaches of Syberia, and for them, the dolls constituted a sacred object, illustrating one of their central legends. How such a doll made the journey from the frozen Siberian north to a cave in the French Alps is a mystery to me. Even today, it is beyond my comprehension.
Have you considered that Hans Vorarlberg was maybe making it up? You said yourself he didn't seem to have all his mental facilities intact.
No, that's impossible. Hans couldn't invent a story like that. The doll is a sacred part of the Syberia legend. He described it to me in exact detail. Siberia itself.
Oh my god,
is a
how
chimera
long
that
is this gonna
paleontologists of the world
go?
are very fond of
Good
pursuing.
lord, I know this game is all about oh well, what a surprise. I know this game is all about dialogue, but good lord, how fucking long does it go for this side character, this inconsequential side character?
Arriving in Barrockstadt is an amazing experience. I've never seen such a station.
You came by train?
Yes, in a kind of clockwork train with a spring mechanism that winds down regularly.
You mean you drive a train? Young ladies of today never cease to amaze me.
Oh, no, I'm not the engineer. The train's engineer is actually an automaton. I am sorry, all this probably sounds very strange.
A clockwork train, driven by an automaton. I once knew a man long ago who could have invented such a train. It was he who designed the bandstand in the main square. To think that he was even capable of creating such a gadget. He was astounding, a true genius. But oddly,
They're talking about, he's talking about Hans again.
Almost a child. It was as if his mental and physical evolution had definitively...
He's talking about
yes.
Hans. He's talking about Hans, that's all I know.
My train stopped in a peculiar aviary. It's very odd. A lot of bird species seem to seek harbor there.
Ornithology is far from being my favorite subject, but I must concede that the station is the pride of the university. It was initially intended for teaching purposes, but then birds started arriving from all around the world. It seems that there are still rare species breeding there and flourishing.
Are there? Can you give me an example?
I have been told about a kind of bird with peculiar habits.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
see now, the Amazon cuckoo, that's right. But, oh, I'm so foolish, I can't remember what was so special about it. Just that its behavior is very peculiar.
The Amazon? Where's the Amazon? What is the Amazon?
I'm sorry, my dear, but one cannot learn everything in a lifetime. Specialization is the key to real knowledge.
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
to the library. I get it. Please.
Professor, how do I say this? You see, I didn't think I'd need a lot of money when I set out. And it turns out...
I need money, please.
My dear, it would be a pleasure. But you see, I barely have enough myself to cover my meager expenditure on what I'm paid by the university.
Sorry.
Sorry.
However, if we look at the example of Hans, it is true that our university always rewards people who perform some service for it.
The rectors can help me. There we go.
I'll leave you in
Good
peace.
Lord. Look,
I hope
I
I
know
haven't
this game is
disturbed you
dialogue
too
heavy.
much.
I know it.
Sorry?
I know it is.
No,
But
not
I'm
at
not
all.
trying to sit here for like 20 hours just so that way I can like listen to this jagoff tell me shit in a non-sequential pattern. I need to keep moving. Good Lord. This man's talking about a lecture. I don't know what he's talking about. There's no lecture that he's attending to. He's just standing here being an idiot. Forget about him. I need to get moving because I want to see more about this game. I want to talk to some more people. Talking to this idiot over and over again is getting me nowhere. So I have to figure something out. Like, not talking to him. That also works. Salt is salt. I see salt. Alright. Okay. Oh, man. Where does it ever end? I should just go talk to the rectors and piss off. Oh, there's actually people here. I thought I saw somebody, but I was like... I was kind of like... not sure.
Excuse me. Can I disturb you a second?
No,
You could be a little bit nicer about it.
keep quiet. In case you haven't noticed, we're somewhere that requires silence and tranquility.
He has a point. Also, Kate, it's a little bit rude to walk up to somebody studying and be like, "Hi, can I disturb you?" It's a little rude. It's kind of flipped the situation around on you there. Run! Run! Fucking run! If I have to tell you to run, don't you think that maybe you should run? Alright, let's go up and, I don't know why we're climbing up this random ladder, but maybe there's a book. Maybe there's a book. Perhaps there's a book. Is there a book? Is there a book for me here? Is there a book missing? Is there something here for me? I see. The Illustrated Dictionary of Plants and Mushrooms. Let's go. Oh. The Yangala Cola. The Yangala Cola. How? I can't even read this. It's so small. The mushroom with that stem that has a chewy texture. It is a member of the I can't even read this. You know what? This is perfectly fine. Whatever. I have a book, I guess. Where did I take that book from? And where did it go? Where did I put that book? Ah, mushroom guide. Gotcha. Alright, so that'll probably be good for later then, I'd imagine. Okay, so there was a purpose to coming in here. I got an item that'll probably be useful for a quest 20 miles down the line. So... I can't imagine this game is very long. Because, like, one shot straight from the beginning of Chapter 1 to here was, like, an hour. It was literally, like, well, maybe a little over an hour. I'm not a speedrunner, but honestly, if it only takes, like, 1 hour per chapter on average, if the first one is the longest or even, like, in the middle, that means it can't go on for that long. It's just a matter of, like, how fast you can solve the puzzles, right? Because you don't know all the answers right off the bat.
Good day to you, gentlemen.
These look like
Tell
directors.
me, young lady, to what do we owe this pleasure?
Please do be brief. We do not have very much time on our hands.
As rectors of this university, we have serious matters to attend to, and our time is precious.
I have heard you wish to meet the owner of the train that is currently in your station. May I know the reason for your summons?
We are surprised that your train has not yet left, miss. The situation is most regrettable.
The rules do clearly state that trains are meant to come and go and not remain stationary at a platform.
Trains should first stop, then subsequently leave. That is the rule.
We agree then, dear colleagues, that what we're dealing with is deviant behavior.
This matter really is cause for concern.
They're all sounding like a bunch of
It's
dicks.
a clockwork train, you see? So it needs winding up again. Unfortunately, there is no equipment in the station to do this.
A clockwork train? That's strange.
How very quaint. You mean it's some sort of mechanical toy?
You are causing a hindrance to us, miss.
Oh,
I am very hopeful that I will
sorry,
find
bud.
what I need along the wall.
The wall? Miss, that really is not a suitable place for you to go.
Especially for a young lady.
You see, miss, we freely admit that every day we praise the existence of that particular edifice. We owe the integrity of our dear university and the fine education it provides to the wall.
It protects us from harm and invasion from the unknown.
May God protect us from what is beyond those ramparts, miss. Please believe me.
I don't have any choice. I must continue my journey.
Such a decision is a correct one since it's in line with regulations.
Thus, your train will indeed be able to leave.
And consequently cease to obstruct our station.
Yes, thank you. Here's my choice. Thank you. They're not gonna care what my name is, I guarantee that.
I haven't introduced myself. My name is Kate Walker.
Walker, haven't we already had a Miss Walker? Ethnology Masters, September 1953, if my memory serves me correctly.
Perfectly well, my dear colleague. But if I may be so bold, it was a Mr. Walker and not a Miss. It was Bill Walker, sat this June 68 exams. The impudent fool turned up for the oral assessment in jeans, flouting strict internal regulations which explicitly state the required uniform for the occasion.
Pure incitement. It was scandalous. Sadly, we have seen worse since. Young people lack all respect of traditional values.
There was a guy actually
Tradition, young lady.
outside.
One must
if you-
always uphold tradition.
There's a guy outside, if you care about that. You think my train's an issue. That guy is literally trying to pick people up outside the front doors. It's kind of weird, actually.
You see, I didn't actually intend to stop here, but the springs of my train gave up, you see?
No, not really. You mean to say you're not a student?
You have arrived a little late in the term, miss. Enrollment for this year has already terminated.
But as rectors of this university and therefore representatives of its highest authority, we could bend the rules a little, if you like.
You don't understand. I'm a lawyer from New York. Or rather, Valadilen, more precisely. My client wants to buy out an old mechanical toy factory, but its heir isn't actually dead and is living somewhere in Syberia. I've got to get to him to sign the sales contract. You see?
Not really. This is a most peculiar tale.
A kerfuffle of the highest order.
We have an excellent law school, if you should ever change your mind.
She just said she's already a lawyer. I don't know what you were asking.
Can you possibly
talking
help
about.
me out here?
Miss, your insistence is almost verging on indecency.
We cannot constantly be at your disposal. We have many other requests to attend to.
If you don't mind, could you not disturb us all the time? Thank you.
Okay.
Does the name Hans Vorarlberg mean anything to you by chance?
Ah, one of the brightest, most idealistic intellects to have graced our university. Hans Vorarlberg.
University.
I remember speaking to him once.
Listen to him
I was
speak,
still
it's
a student
magnificent.
at the time. He just stared at me, lost in thought for a while. He scarcely ever said a word. But how can one forget him?
Idealistic? I'll grant you that, but bright? Oh, don't go too far. He was completely incapable of passing any exams. All he ever did was to sit in on lessons, and not many of them either. Paleontology, mainly. He had an unhealthy passion for mammoths, which matched the state of his intellect perfectly. That is to say, prehistoric.
Prehistoric?
Fucking burn,
How
dude.
dare you?
Whoa.
A little far-fetched, maybe. But he did have flashes of intellectual brilliance, comprehensible only to high-minded scholars who hold no score by appearances. My dear colleague, your hasty conclusions are somewhat cavalier.
My assessment is wholly accurate. The boy was a little odd. You must concur if my father, who was rector of the university at the time, had not shown great indulgence towards him. Hans Vorarlberg would have never attended this establishment.
What about the bandstand, then? Is that the work of a deranged mind? Even after all these years, you are still jealous of it.
My dear colleagues, I beseech you, let's show some decorum. We have a visitor. What do you want with Hans Vorarlberg, miss? Are you a member of his family?
No, not at all. I'm looking for him to clear up an inheritance matter. Is he still here?
What? Here? At the university? No, not at all. He left a long time ago. Yes, a very long time
How old are these people?
The very year I was nominated to this position, in fact. Almost 50 years ago already.
The poor soul moved on once he learned all he needed to know about mammoths.
Ah, this establishment was never quite the same after his departure, it must be said.
You mean to say it was never as bad? All that oddball brought to this university was his misplaced fantasies.
Gentlemen, let's try to retain the calm and level-headedness that befits our position.
I'm still... How old are these people to be a rector? It sounds like they're basically a dean of some kind. They're obviously like a ruling body. So they must be pretty high up. And this sounds like it's a super prestigious and old academy. If it was almost 50 years ago that he was elected to a position of leadership, he had to have been, I don't know, in his mid or late 30s. So these guys have to be in their 80s or 90s. Like, this doesn't make any sense. How fucking old are people in this universe?
Excuse me.
I don't know.
Miss, we find ourselves terribly put out by the presence of your train in our...
Yeah, you're sick of my
Indeed,
train
the
being there.
situation is
It's
very
A
regrettable.
train should first stop.
Okay, whatever.
That idea of the station aviary is really very original.
It's the pride of our university. One of the specialties taught here is zoology, you see, and more particularly, ornithology. Proper study and instruction should not be limited to books. Observation of living matter is indissociable from theoretical questions.
It contains some very rare specimens that have been brought back from faraway, exotic countries, especially for our university, by the world's most intrepid explorers.
Do you remember Alexander Valembois and his peculiar bird?
Absolutely.
Oh my
His
God.
gift produced some very
They're
embarrassing
rambling.
long-term...
A poison chalice, indeed.
Oh, yes, it could have been.
They're just rambling.
Some sailors have agreed to tow the train, but I don't have enough money to pay them. I was wondering if you could help me out. for a while.
Oh, and this is what causes the
I could work
stir.
for the money.
Please wait, miss. We have certain confibulations to attend to.
That is right. We must confibulate between ourselves. A collegiate decision must be taken.
I hope that we are not indisposing you in any way.
Why not?
If it helps us get rid of that train.
Yeah,
My
there
word,
you
that
go.
is a fine
yeah.
idea.
What do you have in mind, gentlemen?
When you arrived here, you must have
want
noticed
me to
a
open it?
splendid bandstand which
Gotcha.
honors the main university courtyard.
I gotcha.
A unique piece of mechanical craftsmanship which no longer works, alas.
Why, yes, we have very moving memories of its melodies. We're prepared to offer you a financial reward if you can set it working again.
With pleasure. What do I have to do?
Unfortunately, my dear, time and rust have taken their toll on this university, and our automatons no longer have a spring in their step. You are going to have to be resourceful.
To tell you the truth, there are a number of complex mechanisms here in Barrockstadt, and it would appear that we have unfortunately lost their operating instructions.
Yeah.
Your train, however, is an extremely ingenious invention, so you should be no stranger to complex mechanisms, should you?
I hope that I can show myself.
Well, my dear colleagues, one more university matter.
Yep. Okay.
Here we are, busy chat.
Already? My
Thank you for a charming visit.
And thank you.
It's strange that you all speak in such posh accents, despite the fact that we are quite far away from England and or the United States, because it doesn't seem like you speak with any like accent from the United Kingdom. It's actually quite strange how far we are from where an American accent would be heard, and yet you're speaking like Americans, just in a very posh manner. That's actually quite weird, but honestly, that's okay. I'll leave it at that, I guess. Okay. Let's see just where I can go now. My god, I'm already 30 minutes in, and I've done absolutely nothing but talk to these idiots and that one idiot professor, and they've done nothing for me, aside from describe to me a situation which I already know. Oh, what's up, bud? No, don't go that way. Fucking damn it, Kate. Alright. I guess that was more of my fault than it was Kate's. I don't know why I'm blaming her. I just want to, I guess. Let us see just where it's gonna take us. It does not help that it's so far zoomed out. It doesn't help whatsoever that it's super zoomed out. There's no help. It doesn't help. It's not helping at all. Alright, it doesn't look like there's any reason for me to be here right now. It's a little weird that he shows up there, but not anywhere else. It's just me, though. It's really just me. Okay. So, I imagine...
No point.
This is locked. Then what's on the other side of the hall? Another lecture hall, maybe? I guess I'll have to find out for myself. So anyway, I imagine what's going to happen is, because this game is progressive, it's progressive, very linear, is now that I've talked to the rectors, there's probably going to be something that pops up when I leave the university, and it's probably going to lead me to... somewhere else that I can do whatever on. Okay, apparently that's nothing. Okay. So the next question is, where is that event going to be? Oh, right here, apparently. That means
Hello?
I'm going the right way.
So, you got him then, this air?
Ah, it's you, Mr. Marson. Good day, and how are you, sir?
I'll feel a whole lot better when this whole business is over and the sales contract is signed. Where the hell are you?
I'm in Barrockstadt.
What? What in God's name are you doing there?
It's a magnificent university town. It would appear Hans Vorarlberg once passed by here several years ago.
So if he isn't there anymore, then there's no point hanging around.
I hear what you're saying, sir, but I have good reason to believe that Hans Vorarlberg is still alive. For the time being, I'm trying to gather extra information from people who have known him.
What's your next destination?
I'm not exactly sure yet.
Doesn't sound like you know too much, Kate.
Damn.
I just need a bit of time, Mr. Morrison.
Yeah, well, time is what you ain't got. Keep me posted.
Now just think, Kate's on this whole big adventure to find one guy, right? Just to find one guy, to find Hans. And meanwhile, back at the office, there's like a bunch of sales going through, mergers and acquisitions and this and that. And honestly, it's like, really, she's kind of getting the short end of the stick, because she's far away from home on an annoying adventure, taking care of somebody else's business. Like, that must really suck. Let's go see if this guy has anything left to talk about.
I'm sorry to...
What can
Money.
The sailors on the barge reckon they could help me tow my train out of here, but they're asking for money. You couldn't possibly help me out with a few dollars, could you? I would be very grateful.
Miss, really? I'm surprised at you. Asking for money from a total
I
stranger.
know, right? Honestly, I'd be like, fuck off, get out of here.
I need cash. I need it to get my train out of your station, because my train is getting in your way, disturbing your birds, and upsetting your bosses.
Look, lady, I'm only a station master. I got my problems, and you got yours.
That's fair. That's the most
I
fair
won't disturb you any longer.
thing I've ever seen or heard in this game. Like, yeah, that's your problem, not mine. Fuck. I don't know where to go, or wait, hold on, let me go back. Maybe there's something I can grab there. I can't see shit! I can't see a damn thing, man! I cannot see a damn thing. Maybe those birds left. Maybe those birds left and I can go do whatever. I have no idea. Honestly, really and truly, I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing, but I'm gonna figure that out. I am, because I never give up. I refuse. These are not wheelchair friendly, are they? There has to be a mushroom or something around here. Or maybe not. Maybe it's nothing and I'm stupid and I'm just wasting my time. I'm keeping my eyes open everywhere that I can. But yeah, man. It's just, oh, okay. Guess I'm not going this way then.
Oscar, there's no way you could...
Rust awaits my every movement if I leave this train, Kate Walker.
Not... The
Yep.
university authorities want us to move the train out of their station. According to internal regulations, trains are designed for coming and going, not staying at platforms.
They have a point, Kate Walker. However, our train is unique, and its clockwork mechanism has requirements that are beyond the station's rudimentary equipment.
Hey, that's not their problem, Oscar.
The problem is also beyond my mandate, Kate Walker.
Whatever.
Yeah, you'd think that in all of Hans's genius, he would have been like...
Oscar?
You'd think that he would have, like, found a way to equip the train with, like, something that could keep it going, right? Oh, maybe if I take this to the guy, right? If I take this to the guy, maybe he'll do something for me in return. This is an interesting development I didn't even consider, and I totally forgot what my other idea was. I don't remember what my other idea was. I really don't. I honestly cannot remember. So, this will have to do. I'm going to take it to that, professor. I'm going to take it to the professor in the university. See what he has to say about that, because he did make mention of it. I have it. And then, after that, we'll try what I was thinking of earlier. I mean, I have a hook. I feel like that hook is going to be what they want to, like, tow the train. They'll be like, oh, how are we going to tow the train? We have nothing. Nothing! But first, since we're literally right here, let's just see what all it has. I don't think this is where I want to be. Yeah, this is not the right way. Okay. I need to cross over to the other side again, next to the door to the university. And then we'll just go from there, because it'll be super close, and there's no reason to not, I guess. Yeah, there we go. This is where we want to be. This is where we want to be. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. I can't help but feel like this game would have been made a little easier if it had, like, WASD and, like, tank controls. Almost like a Resident Evil game, you know what I mean? But then again, I guess that would kill the whole point and click and, like, really make you scratch your head kind of deal with puzzle games. Move! Fucking run! Don't make me tell you again, Kate. I am not in the mood for your shit. So this is to, like, lift and operate, right? Can I use the hook on this? No, not at all. Not a single time, not once. Well, I certainly don't have any keys, so I'm gonna have to turn around and fuck myself now. And leave. I don't know what to do. I have an idea. That's right. I do have an idea. So that was the first idea I had. Because as a cook, that machine, maybe it could be used there. Apparently not. That's okay, because we still have options. I wonder, though, if I give this to the professor... I forget sometimes. This game is progressive. Like, steps unlock as you keep playing. So if I make one step in the right direction, that could totally change things around me. Items might start appearing that I can pick up, or other people might start, like, showing dialogue that they haven't had before. I forget about that sometimes. So let's go talk to him and see if anything has changed. If it hasn't, I'm going to skip right through him, because fuck this.
Professor.
What is it you want to know?
Yeah. Please do excuse my persistence, Professor. But did Hans Vorarlberg ever talk about his childhood? About Valadilene and his sister, Anna?
No, not that I recall.
Pity.
When I think of Hans, I'm always reminded of a mysterious mammoth doll he would talk about so often. A small effigy of a mammoth...
Okay, yes. Alright, so nothing has changed.
Professor.
How?
What would you say about seeing Hans Vorarlberg again?
Young lady, you are very kind.
Young, okay, whatever.
Sorry?
I have this. Take this,
Do excuse me,
bud.
Professor. Professor, sorry to disturb you again. Professor, I have brought you something that should be of interest to you. Look.
I knew this would work.
What have you got there, then? Let's see. An effigy of a mammoth. But this is Hans' doll, is it not? Yes, of course it is.
You
How
got
on
it.
earth
You
did
guessed it.
Oh my God. It's in my hands. It exists. It really exists. Please do excuse me. I'm deeply, deeply moved.
You see? Your Hans and my Vorarlberg heir are one and the same.
This is incredible. After all these years, how can I ever thank you, my dear?
Oh, it'll open up a room on the side.
I'm
I see
off to
it.
my laboratory. I must study this carefully. May I borrow your treasure a moment?
Well, actually,
Don't worry, miss. I will take the greatest care of it. But I need to study it. You see, it has such importance to me that this very afternoon I shall deliver an impromptu lecture to my students about this very object. If you are interested in Hans Vorarlberg, then it is essential that you attend.
do you think so?
Obviously. Give me your telephone number and I will call you the moment my lecture begins. I will return you your doll at the end. You have my word.
He seems pretty trustworthy, a little chatty, but yeah. Alright, so he's headed off that way. Obviously not the way I thought he was gonna go. But yeah, now that this is opened, okay. I lost the doll. Is that open? Okay. Closed on me as I walked in, which is peculiar. Let's go see what this is all about. I really need to see. I want to see. Oh, it's that. Not anything else. Gotcha. Nothing in here that I can use. That is another music box. I know where to play that. I do. Alright, that voice cylinder is definitely Hans, which means that he was here. Obviously. We already know that part. Let's see what this is. I'm interested in knowing more of these things. I have no idea what that is. Yangala cola powder. Okay, so that's mushroom powder. I have a book about that. Let me read this. Let me literally, like, go in and read this, like, for a second, because I have no idea what I'm looking at here. Okay, so basically, this is good. Okay, I see now. So basically, this mushroom makes your vision really good. Gotcha. Really, really good takeaway there. Appreciate that. That's all I needed. That's all I wanted. Let's go talk to him. If he has nothing new to say, fuck him. We'll go back play the voice cylinder.
What would you say about...
Okay.
You told me earlier about a lecture on some ancient Siberian tribe called the Ooks or something?
The Yukals, my dear. Careful not to confuse them with the Ukistran people of Central Asia.
Do excuse me. I wanted to know if your lecture is going to start soon.
Your eagerness to learn delights me, my dear. But I haven't finished studying this marvelous...
You'll call me, see me later? Okay.
Sorry?
Alright, let's get a move on then. Let's get running. Come on, Kate, go. Move it. Pick up your feet. Get moving. Let's go play this voice cylinder. I imagine after the voice cylinder, he's gonna be like, "Yo, Kate, what up?" And then be like, "Alright, lecture time, baby. Let's get up in here." So that's basically how I assume that's gonna go down. I don't know if I checked that door earlier. I'm gonna check that door right now. I imagine it's probably closed. That's definitely not where the lecture hall is, because the lecture hall is up the stairs. I want to see where this goes, if anywhere, if it's even open.
No point.
Okay, no, it's locked. Alright, cool. That makes this much more streamlined. Let's, go play this cylinder then and see what comes out the other side. Be highly interested in learning that.
Hans, I have some very sad news. Our father is dead. He passed away peacefully last Sunday in his sleep. I feel so lonely now.
Father had been but a shadow of himself since your departure. I had to take care of everything for him. Housework, factory paperwork, the workforce, clients, everything. And now, today, well, I really don't know who or what I'm fighting for. Times are so hard, and this terrible war is destroying everything. Nobody cares for our automatons anymore. I just think about you returning. And when you do return, I will have turned this factory into a palace worthy of your genius. Please take care of yourself. I love you so much, Anna.
That was, interesting, but also did absolutely nothing for me. That didn't give me any insight as to what I should do next. In fact, if anything, it did the exact opposite. It just made me confused even more, and, yep. Well, it's a good thing to know there's only one more cylinder left, and then there's nothing here, so I need one more cylinder, and then the mammoth toy back, and that's pretty much it. Oh, Oscar's there, gotcha. Okay, never mind. I thought he vanished. I thought he vanished. Maybe the lecture is ready to go. Let's go back into the university. See if I can uncover some information I may not have previously been privy to. Did I ever go off in this direction? I think I did. I think it's locked. Might be wrong. Okay, so no, this was the rector's? Well, what was the other room then?
Gentlemen, forgive me for...
A little problem.
They are kept to oneself.
No.
Uh-huh.
Could I possibly leave?
Perform the task we agreed on. A deal.
Can you
Miss your...
We... Here... Thank...
And
Alright, fuck you too, I guess. Okay, you want some powder? You want some good old powder? You want some badass powder? Okay, no, you want nothing from me. You want me to leave as fast as possible. Understandable, I'd like to leave as well, but first, I have to get my train out of the station. It's funny how they're so demanding of me when the situation is out of my control. So what is this door here? Still locked? Is it locked already? Oh, the library. Of course, the library. I completely forgot about the library. Alright. Do you want some powder, you freak? No? Does nobody want any powder? Oh, what's that on the desk? I didn't see that before. Nice that I can just pick things up and put them in my jacket and nobody will ever know. Amazon Memories of an Expedition. The red Amazon cuckoo, Calculus Vaso, Oso, I don't know, Tasso, Cuculus Tasso. This subspecies of the common Cuculus canuus is endemic in the Amazon forest and is one of the region's most brightly colored species. The male's plumage is a bright vermilion, while the female's is a little more neutral. Habitat and food. The red cuckoo inhabits the most isolated and areas of the Amazonian forest. It is reliant on the thick upper foliage of the rainforest to live its lonely existence. The explorer may nevertheless have an excellent view of the bird when the animal ventures to lower branches in search of forest Sauvignon grapes. The wild vines provide the bird with the majority of its food. Cuckoo is particularly partial to its juicy fruit. The red cuckoo may sometimes gorge itself on this fruit to the point of drunkenness, rendering it an easy prey for any jungle predator. Eat and be eaten. Such is the irreplaceable law of nature. Oh, I have a phone! Right! I just remembered that! Like the other species of cuckoo, the red Amazonian cuckoo delegates the task of raising its young to other birds. This parasitic behavior enables the species to reproduce prolifically and with minimum effort. Okay, alright, lots of stuff here. I just remembered something, man. I just remembered something, dude. I just fucking remembered some shit. I just remembered it. Hold up. I'm a fucking genius. I just figured this shit out. I'm really gonna outdo myself on this one. I've outdone myself. I really have. God, I'm a genius. Where once I was blind, I am no longer. I have seen the truth. I have seen the truth. The truth be 2766-6742. Oh, yes, I see. Quite so, quite so. Yes, 2766-6742. Send. Thank you. God, I am a fucking genius. I totally forgot I even had a phone, man.
Welcome to the East Block Control Center. To start, press the number sign.
Okay.
If you are using the Haltenberg lock, press 1. If you are using the Morloff lock, press 2. If you are using the Koningpass lock, press 3. If you are using the Barrockstadt lock, press 4. To return to the last command, press the number sign. If you want to raise the water level, press 1. If you want to lower the water level, press 2. To return to the last command, press the number sign.
What if we raise it?
You want to raise to confirm your choice, press star. Your request has been logged. Unfortunately, our regional technician is currently on holiday.
Huh? 2766-6742. Alright, so clearly raising it didn't work. It'll probably be the same outcome.
Welcome to the East Block control. If you want to lower to confirm your request has been logged.
Fuck. What if we try other places? This can't be the end. I mean, there has to be something more to this, right? 276666742. What if there's more shit, right? What if there's more?
Welcome. Your combination.
Fuck.
If you want to rate.
It's probably gonna all be the same, isn't it?
You want to confirm your request?
It's all the same. Okay. Never mind, I'm a fucking idiot. There was nothing here to begin with. God damn it. Let's see what he has to say.
I'm sorry to...
What?
Where might I find some forest Sauvignon plants, please?
No place around here, that's for sure. I don't know what you're talking about. That stuff's from the Amazon.
You know, for someone who knows nothing about the plant, you seem pretty well informed about which mysterious faraway country it comes from.
Oh, Amazon, Peru, Papua New Guinea, it's all the same to me. Gotta go. Gotta work.
Wait, don't go. You know what? I don't think he was being totally straight with me.
Really? What could ever have led you to that conclusion, friend? Friend of mine? I'm gonna see where he went. Okay, so that's interesting. It's good to know that it actually led me to something. I'm probably gonna jump to another... I'm probably gonna make another jump cut, and see if I can't find something else. Well, he told me to go talk to the professor, so let's see what the professor has to say.
What is it you want to know?
Talk about some berries, yep.
You wouldn't know where the forest Sauvignon plants are kept in Barrockstadt, would you?
Why do you think there are Sauvignon plants here?
I read about it in a book at the library.
Try going to see the station master. If such a shrub exists, he will have a better idea than anyone.
It's actually he who sent me to you. I thought it a little strange, but he definitely said ask the paleontologist. You're the only one here, aren't you?
Yes, yes indeed. What a strange way to behave. Well, I think he must have made a mistake, that's all. Nobody tells me anything here. Maybe you should ask the rectors. After all, they are in charge of the university.
All right, thanks.
That was the most helpful thing anybody's told me so far. All right, let's go ask the rectors, who I honestly was actually going to ask before I came here to talk to the professor, but no, I'm glad that I didn't, because it probably would have just led me to a loop.
Gentlemen, forgive me for disturbing you again, but I have a little problem.
A little problem?
They are...
No. Yeah. Berries! Berries!
Are you sure there are no Amazon Sauvignon plants in Barrockstadt? Because I have just interviewed the station master and the paleontologist, and what they said really didn't convince me that there wasn't any here.
We are quite definite on this point. There are no Sauvignon plants growing in Barrockstadt.
You see, miss, the Amazon forest Sauvignon is a rare shrub that requires very special conditions for growth.
Oh,
that's right.
So?
Conditions that are very hard to reproduce, believe you me.
Difficult, but not impossible. Fortunately, our garden has proved very successful.
Your garden? So, there is a garden in Barrockstadt?
Oh, the garden. Well, if there was one, it would be only a little garden hidden behind the station. But our station master would be very proud of it.
He would take very good care of it, too. Everything would grow marvelously if we were able to cultivate it at all, and it would be all down to his gardening prowess.
And we would be proud as punch. And we wouldn't forget the role the paleontologist might play in this.
What's the paleontologist got to do with it all?
Without him and without his laboratory, how would we make the wine, do you think?
And it would be good wine indeed, my dear colleagues, would it not?
Oh, yes, a delightful balm to soothe away our long hours of toil and
So
our
they do
heavy
nothing here. They're
responsibilities.
drunkards, and
We
there's a
would
hidden...
wait impatiently every year for the
garden.
arrival of the year's produce.
So, if I have understood you correctly, there are indeed Sauvignon plants in Barrockstadt. They are cultivated in a garden behind the station, then turned into wine by the paleontologist's loving care. And finally, the pleasure of tasting is yours. If I'm not very much mistaken, gentlemen, you have a minor racket operating here.
Miss, you do go jumping to some hasty conclusions.
We never said that. That's not what we said at all.
We were talking in the conditional.
So, what would happen if I had such a hunch?
You would have to keep it to yourself, of course.
Yes, if you would be so kind as to keep it a secret.
Ah, now I've
It
got
would only
the
be
upper
a small
hand.
local
Yeah.
concern producing barely a few bottles every year.
That's right. Nothing so grandiose as a business. Otherwise, we'd be liable to be fined. So, we can't count on your discretion, can't we?
Don't worry, I have no intention at all of getting messed up in anything.
Right.
If I were to need Sauvignon grapes,
If Sauvignon were to be found here, it would
Doubtless
doubtless...
situated in
But the
some
station
location.
master would have to let you in.
Only
He
one
would
with
be the
key.
Yes, if that indeed...
If...
Here,
Alright.
all right.
Thank
Back
you.
to the station master I go! Or to the paleontologist. I'm gonna go talk to the professor real quick.
I have just had a very interesting little discussion with the
Yes.
rectors. It seems that you are perfectly aware of the existence of Sauvignon plants here in Barrockstadt. Apparently, you find them very tasty.
Not at all. I never drink wine. I prefer to make it. Production to me is much more satisfying.
So you don't deny.
Why, seeing as the rectors have let you into our little secret, I even converted part of the laboratory into a fermenting room for Amazon Sauvignon wine production. Of course, I cannot produce wine in large quantities. We have to be discreet, after all.
And what about your students? Haven't they noticed anything?
Oh, you know how students are. After all, a chemical reaction is still a chemical reaction, even when grapes are involved. And malolactic fermentation takes time. Sometimes strange odors begin to waft through the corridors. Then I just burn a little sulfur.
Incredible. Totally incredible. You are really something, Professor Pons. Really something.
I'm not sure whether I should take that as a compliment.
As a compliment. I don't know either, honestly.
I'll leave you in peace.
Because he's pretty smart, right? It's a smart idea. Let's go talk to the station master. See what his bitch ass has to say. There he is. There's the man I'm looking for. The man with the plan. The man with the answers. The only one who can. The man who can. Let's take a look. Give me some goddamn berries,
Excuse me,
please.
Station Master, but I need you again.
Can't you see I have
You have been playing with me, haven't you? You knew very well there were forest Sauvignon berries in the station garden.
Not at all. I've never seen your Sauvignon thing.
You don't have to lie to me. I know all about it. You and the rectors are in cahoots, and the professor's lab has been turned into a distillery. You've all got a nice little smuggling racket on the side.
Smuggling racket? Hey, lady, you're going a bit far there. It's just a little on-the-side thing we got going, that's all. It's just for ourselves. Hey, honest.
You should be ashamed of yourselves. Aren't you worried about the reputation of this fine university? The authorities should be informed of this.
But we haven't done anything wrong. It's not a crime.
Can you open the gate to the garden, please?
Sure, no problemo. Right away, miss.
Thank you. God damn, man. Honestly, Kate's kind of going a little nutso with this whole thing, right? Like, I get it. She's kind of like, putting the leverage on him so that like she can make some actual, some progress, right? That I understand. She's just kind of flourishing it a little bit, you know, embellishing the details just a tiny little bit so that way she can like really get him in the lock. I get that. But at the end of the day, if you think about it, they're just kind of just like a group of homies who are just like, yeah, let's make some wine, dude, and just have some wine and just whatever, blah, blah, blah.
There you are. Please feel free to visit the garden at your leisure. And there was, if you don't get that, I'm not a liar. Not really. Just mum's the word. There is the reputation of the university to think about. And I have superiors, and I have to do what I can.
I understand. Don't you worry.
Oh, thank you, miss.
Uh-huh. Damn, that man had an eye patch and everything. Anyway, yeah, so as I was saying, yeah, these guys are all just a bunch of homies that are like, yeah, let's just make some wine. I mean, just kind of like chilling out, drinking some like homemade badass wine out of a distillery, which is honestly kind of illegal. I think it's bootleg wine is not really, I don't think, legal, but what do I know? I have no idea. I'm not a lawyer. I don't care. This game is awesome. I like it. A little bit of mystery here and there. It's nice.
I don't
It's
need
good.
that for the time.
Oh, some grapes. The birds will love these. All right, let's see if these birds take the bait. There they go. Honestly, I don't know why we had to go through all this effort for that. We literally strong-armed somebody and basically almost blackmailed them just to get a couple of birds to move. Like, honestly, I don't care. Apparently these birds are, like, destroying the environment here, so why would we give a fuck? Why wouldn't I just walk up and boom, you know, straight up, like, field goal kick them, as I said in the last episode? Or just walk up past them and be like, oh, fuck you, birds. Like, really, you know, like, really, I don't know. This man really fall from this height? This is pretty nuts. No wonder his back is all fucked up. I feel like my back is gonna get fucked up sitting in this chair, honestly. It's like kind of crooked. I don't know how crooked it is now, but like... Dude, I got this chair. This sick-ass, this nice chair that I got to replace the other one, my shitty gaming chair. This one, brand fucking new. Somebody bought it, returned it at the store. I got it for 15 bucks. This is like a $300 some odd dollar chair. I got this bitch for $15. This is brand new. Somebody else assembled it out of the box. Absolutely fucking great. Even if it was like bad, all I have to do is straighten the back a little bit to keep it from being crooked, and like that's it, man. It's so nice. It's like, I don't like that it doesn't have arms that swing up like my other chair, but it's nice, man. It's really nice. The arms get high, low, whatever. It's good. It's good. It's a good chair. I like it. It's really good, man.
Impossible to reach it.
What do you mean impossible to reach it? Kate, you really are something, aren't you? You really are something. Let me see, what's in my list of dialogue? Bird trains, blah, 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 money. Okay. Nothing really important there, nothing useful. Okay. I don't understand what she means by it's impossible to reach it. It really doesn't make sense to me. It's 2 feet away. 2 feet. That is very clearly a different bird's egg. But anyway, you know what? I think this is the perfect time to put an end to this right now. I have a feeling I don't know how close we are to the end of the chapter. I really don't. But we'll finish it off in the next one. Maybe. I don't know. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you sticking with me through this, if I can find my words. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment down below to tell me what you think. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date. Share the videos to spread the good word, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, friends.